Some of you asked me what to do on this problem, period. Well, first of all, I need to say that your quiz tomorrow will not have a word problem, so it won't have anything like this. But since I put it on one of your papers, I'm happy to talk about it with you. So, this problem is very practical and a good example of a piecewise function or a postal function. So children, let's say we have admission rates for an amusement park. Little kids get in for free, older kids $10, oldest kids 25 and adults 35. It says write a piecewise function that gives the admission price for each given age. And then it says graph the function. Okay? So if we want to write a function for this, we already learned how to write piecewise functions, so that's not new for us. We can definitely write a piecewise function for this. So we would write like f of x equals, and then we have some bracket here because we're going to have pieces of lines. Here it looks like we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 separate areas. So we're going to have some magic lines to divide the areas off. So the first one is when kids are 0 to 5 years old, and it's free. Okay, so when x, let's call it x, is less than 5 years old, okay, we're free. How much is free? 0. How would that look on a graph, by the way? Well, here we don't have any negative numbers because we're talking about dollars. So we don't have any negative numbers here. So if we don't have any negative numbers, we just care about the first quadrant. So if I had that, we don't care about this or that. We're going to focus on just the first quarter of this thing. Okay, so when we want to look at that, so since we're going to do that, we can put our axis over here, right? We can have our y right here and our x at the bottom. I'll put it right here. I don't have a ruler on this one. My other program will do a ruler. I don't like that at all. The other program's much nicer for that. Why won't it go away? I can try to keep it as straight as I can. You should have a ruler on paper to do this. So 0 is right here. And dollars is usually on the y-axis. Okay, because that's the answer is how much money are you going to pay? And it depends on the age of the kids. So age would be on the x-axis. Okay? The thing that depends on the other thing goes on the y. The money depends on the age. All right. So we need to be able to have enough, let's say, so for money, we need to go up to 35 at least, right? So we're going to see, do we have 35 squares here? We could go up by ones. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 22, 23, 24, 25. No, so we can go up by twos. So we're going to say that this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, and we're just about done. 30, 32, 34, 36. We don't really need it any higher than that, right? That's our dollars. And age, well, we got to go up to 18. We kind of got to go up to adults. So let's have a look at it. What if we went by the same thing? Would that work? We would have, I don't know, it might be the easiest for you guys. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay, so we're already like into the adult range. And we didn't even use much of the x-axis, which is kind of stupid. So even though I wanted to, I'm thinking I can use more of my x-axis. Always good to be able to use more of your x-axis, so you don't have everything crunched at the beginning, right? So again, we're going for, what was it? 18 years old, and then, so we could go 1 for each one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm leaving enough space to write them. 17, 18, 19, 20. So we're getting into the adulthood years now, and there's a little more space that we used up on the x-axis. So we're happy about that. All right, so let's go ahead and think about the one we did first. So 0 when x is less than 5. Well, that's pretty easy, really. When x is less than 5 years old, we're going to be at 0. I'll make a different color for you, blue or green. All right, 5 years old would be here. We're at 0. 0 doesn't go up at all. 0 for the dollars is at the bottom, and it goes up to 5 years old, and then it says that's free. So free means 0. Okay. The next one was $10. $10 was, actually I'll do a different color. $10 was the next one. And what was that? The 10. X what? X is between two numbers. So this one we already went from like 0 up to 5, right? We could even say, 0 up to, from between 0 and 5, because that's what this one is, right? And we've got an open circle here, because it doesn't say that we're including, up here, the next one says children between 5 and 12 years old, inclusive. That means it's going to have it's going to have the closed circles. So between 5 and 12 years old. So let's say that right here. When x is between 5, let me use more space. Between 5 and how old? 12 years old. We get $10. So $10 is what the function's going to look like. And $10 is right here. Right? Whoops. Undo that. $10 is right there. And we're going to go, we're not down there anymore. Okay? We're going to be at $10. So up this high. Right? And it's going to be a closed circle. And we're going to go to what age? Up to 12 years old. 12 years old. Closed circle, because it says inclusive. Right? Right here. Inclusive. Okay? $10 is how high we are on the graph. Now we're going to go 25 high on the graph when our x's are between, how old? 12 and 18? 12? It says inclusive. 12 and 18. Okay. We really can't be inclusive on the 12 because we're already inclusive on the 12 here. Right? So it would look something like that. Let's try it. So the The 10 has closed circles. We've got that. The next one was $25. $25. That's up here. 22, 24. Right about here. And we're going from 12. Open circle, because we've got a closed circle under it. Right down here, there's a closed circle at 12. So up here's got to be an open circle. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a function, because we'd have a closed dot, and a vertical line test would fail that function, right? Touching 2 points. But we know we're going to go over, because we know that when we have straight across, like no x's, it's just 0, 10, 25 here. So we're going over to 12, right? So from 5 to 12, and I'm gonna do that. Where's 12? I gotta see it. Oh, we did 5 to 12. We're on the next one now, sorry. 12 to 18. Oh, gotta go to 18. Okay. Over to 18. Am I on the right one? And that's a closed circle. All right. How do we know that's a closed circle? Ask yourself. When you look at this, they said inclusive. So, and that's to 18 years old. Older than 18, how much money? 35? Since 35 would be starting here and going until you're too old to do anything, maybe until you die, because it doesn't have any limit on it. For 35, that's when the age is bigger than 18. When you're, quote, adult. Open circle, because we have a closed circle below it. And you're done. That's it. In the comments of the video on YouTube, ask me if you have any question. Or give me a thumbs up if you think you understand it. From analytics, I can see some of you from email addresses, I think.